Sometimes the most important truths are hidden inside the simplest thoughts, or more precisely, inside a box. Imagine a box sitting in a room, closed, no windows. Inside, a cat, but not just any cat. This is the quantum cat, the famous thought experiment of Schrödinger, one that still shatters the way we perceive reality. Inside this box, the cat is both alive and dead, at the same time, until you open it. Absurd? Then think deeper. This isn't just philosophy, it's a mirror of actual quantum physics. In the micro world, particles don't have a defined state until they're observed. They exist in all possible states at once, like reality itself is on pause, waiting to see who dares to look. And while no one is watching, everything is possible. Now go deeper. What if your life is that very box? What if you are that cat, frozen between two probabilities? What if you simply don't know which world you'll wake up in tomorrow? Because you haven't looked yet. You don't know who you are until you become aware of yourself. You don't know what's real until you choose it. That's the first crack in the illusion, the first glimpse of a truth. The observer doesn't just witness reality. The observer creates it. Choice isn't the effect. It's the cause. That cat in the box? It's not a joke philosophers like to toss around. It's a mirror of your own existence. You are not the object. You are the observer. But the observer of what? Schrödinger's cat isn't just a puzzle. It's a reminder. Reality bends under your gaze. But what if this isn't just about quantum physics? What if your entire life follows the same laws? You walk down the street, and you see one version of it. Someone else walks beside you, and sees a different one. To one person, the city is safe. To another, it's full of danger. One lives in a world of possibilities. The other, in a world of threats. They're walking the same street, but they are not in the same world. Physicists, through experiments like those of Schrödinger and Wigner, have proven this. Two people can conduct the same quantum experiment and get completely different results. And both are right, in their reality. Because truth is not what exists. Truth is the one who looks. And if you are the observer, if everything you see is a reflection of your internal state, then the world around you isn't fixed. It's fluid, alive, waiting for you to choose what to believe in, waiting for you to decide what to look at, waiting for you to see it for the first time. And then it hits you. You are not inside the world. You are writing it. All your life, they told you, you are a player. You are a participant. You are just one of many. But what if you're not the character? What if you're the engine? Every game has one, an invisible engine that creates the world. It draws the trees, calculates the physics, reacts to input, triggers events. You don't see it, but everything depends on it. Now ask yourself, what if your thoughts are the engine of your life? You think, and events begin to shift. You fear, and the world begins to shrink. You believe, and the rules begin to bend. You're not the hero. You are the architect of the hero. You choose not only where to go, but what the weather will be, what kind of enemies you'll face, and which way the river flows. But they convinced you that you're just a player, being played by higher powers. And so you live waiting for the rules, waiting for permission, waiting for someone to say, you're allowed. But the engine doesn't wait. It creates. And you can remember, you are not in the body, you are in the observation, you are not within the code, you are the one who writes the code, which means the rules aren't imposed. You choose them, every day, when you wake up, and again when you fall asleep, and again every time you believe. And right now, you have a choice. To keep believing you're a pawn, or to remember, you are the system that starts the game. There's an old experiment. Particles are sent through two slits if you're not watching, and they act like waves. But the moment you observe, they behave like particles. They change when watched. This isn't a metaphor. It's quantum physics, a fact that still makes scientists drop their rulers. If you look, the world behaves one way. If you don't, it behaves another. Now think about it. If even tiny particles behave differently depending on whether you're watching, then what does your gaze do to your life? If you believe you're nothing, reality starts playing along with that role. If you believe you're chosen, doors start unlocking. It's not magic. It's the system responding to your code, just like in a video game. The camera defines the direction. Where you look is where the world expands. And you might not believe this. You might say, it's coincidence. But remember, Schrödinger's cat is both alive and dead until you open the box. The world lives in a superposition of possibilities until you decide who you are. You can be the observer, who simply watches, or the one who writes the scene itself. Because reality is not an actor. It's a mirror, and it reflects not what is, but what you are ready to see. Imagine a massive library, endless books. Each one, your life. One where you're poor, one where you're rich, one where you're sick, one where you're healed, one where you never dared, and one where you changed everything. These versions are already written. You don't invent reality, you just choose the shelf. Quantum physicists call this the theory of many worlds. Everything exists at once, but you're only looking in one direction. Like a restaurant menu. You can order anything, but you'll only eat what you asked for. That's the paradox. You're not creating a new world. You're tuning your attention, like a radio, locking onto a frequency. If you believe in struggle, you'll tune into a world where struggle exists. If you tune into miracles, you'll land on a wave where they happen. It's not magic. It's the observer's stance, just like Schrödinger's cat. You define the outcome when you look, and you are always looking. Every second, through your thoughts, through your fears, through your choices, through your reactions. You're not just a viewer. You are the director. You're not the character in the script. You're the one holding the script, and you say, "This is the world we launch." That's the secret. You don't have to fight your life. You don't have to suffer to change everything. You don't have to destroy the old world to enter a new one. The shift doesn't feel like an explosion. It feels like a click, as if you just nudged the camera half a step and saw another version of the world. At first it all looks the same walls, same people, same job. But then things shift. Someone disappears, someone softens, reactions change, events unfold differently. The rhythm is new, because you moved your frequency, as if you turned the dial and landed on another channel. How? Through attention, through choice, through your state. You don't need to force yourself out of the life you don't want anymore. You just need to stop feeding it, because when you stop thinking about the problem, it no longer exists on your wave. When you stop believing in the hard path, it disappears from your probability. You're not challenging the system. You've simply exited the game and stepped into a new one. Everything you see responds to you. And the more you trust the new script, the faster it becomes the only one. Have you ever felt like everything around you was deliberately arranged, as if someone was testing you, pushing you, cornering you, and waiting to see how you'd react? That's not paranoia. That's the game on living soul mode. Those who sleep just live. But when you start to wake up, you begin to see nothing here is random. Every meeting, every conversation, every turn, every loss, even the pauses. Each one was a part of the script, but not because someone wanted to make your life harder, because you are not a character. You are the director inside a character's body. You didn't come just to play. You came to remember that it's a game and start directing it. And the traps? They're not punishments. They're markers. They exist so you would start to feel, so you would begin to ask questions. Why does this trigger me? Why am I stuck in the same loop again? Why does this exact person open my weakest spots? Because everything here is for you, not against you, not from some cruel designer, but from your future self. You designed this game. You placed the signs. You selected the key growth points. And now you're at the moment where you can begin rewriting reality. With love. With power. With the memory of who you really are. You might think that to change reality you have to escape it. Run to the mountains. Erase everything. Cut ties with the world. But true power is not in running away. True power is in rewriting the code from within. The matrix is not a prison, it's a simulator. You are not trapped. You are in a simulation you can reprogram, not by breaking the system but by using its algorithms. The secret is in your state, not in action, not in force, but in the purity of your thought. When you hold resentment, the matrix mirrors people who will hurt you. When you are grateful, it brings you gifts. When you are clear, reality responds instead of resisting. The matrix is alive. It's like artificial intelligence. It resonates with your vibration, but it also tests you. You can't deceive the system with words. You can only reprogram it through your internal state. Instead of "I want it, give it to me," step into "I already have it." Instead of "I'm afraid it won't work," feel "I know I am the creator." Instead of "everything's hard," embody "everything is aligned for me." You can rewrite the code if you are the one who writes it. And you are. You just forgot. You look at the world, but in truth you're looking into a mirror. The people who irritate you, the situations that throw you off, the emotions that return again and again, they are not punishments. They are reflections. The world isn't against you. It shows you. You can be angry at aggression, but if it triggers you, it's already inside. You can cry about injustice, but maybe you've been unjust to yourself. You can blame the system, but who feeds it, if not you, with your thoughts and reactions? The matrix doesn't reflect what you want. It reflects what you are. That's hard. That's uncomfortable. But that's where the exit begins. Want to see more kind people in the world? Be someone who is kind without conditions. Want money to come easily? Stop thinking you need to deserve it. Want love? Give it to yourself. You're not a victim of the mirror. You're the one standing in front of it, and when you smile at it, it smiles back.